Hi guys, welcome back to the All 22 podcast. Today is November 22nd. We're a bit over a week past our last game of the season against Susquehanna, who ended up winning the Centennial and playing a home playoff game, which they ended up losing. So in this short amount of time, a lot has happened. And this episode is kind of just me recapping the season, just giving my thoughts and, how I saw it all play out. And then just kind of talk about, some of the stuff that's happened lately. Because there's been a solid amount that's happened in the past few days that needs to be addressed. Before I start with any of that, I'd like to give a shout out to our women's volleyball team, who just won the Division III National Championship in volleyball. Hooray. Good job, guys. That program's something special. I don't think they've ever had a losing season. They won our conference for 41 or 42 straight years. This is their third national championship. They lost one game this season to a team they beat in the championship later on. They're really good. They're really good. They motivate me to want to win more because I want to win and be like them because the school goes crazy for them. So that's kind of what I want to do is win, right? So on that note, moving on, let's talk about my freshman year. Started off August 10th, heading into camp. That we didn't even do anything August 10th. We just moved in and everything. Big change, crazy stuff. Moving into college dorm for the first time. Thankfully, my roommate Connor was there to help, even though he isn't a football player. Doing all that stuff. I ended up losing my gold card on the first day somehow. I won't even talk about that. That was pretty bad. So I got a second one. So now I have 2 gold cards. But only the one works, so it really doesn't matter. Then, the goodbyes to the parents, and then we were off. Next thing you know, meeting. They dump it all on you. Not all of it, but they dump a lot on you. You're kind of you just have to learn quick. First day of camp was pretty miserable. First 2 days were pretty bad. One, because I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what we were doing defensively. It was funny. I had no clue what we were doing. And the conditioning test was tough too. That was not fun at all. Those first 2 days. And then started to get the hang of it. Started to climb the ranks a little. Went from 3rd to 2nd string. And then my first day at 2nd string, actually, about probably half an hour into practice, the first string, Luke gets a little banged up, so I run ones the rest of practice, and the next day, and the next day, and Luke didn't practice a lot in the preseason because his knee really bothered him, so I ran ones all preseason, all camp, which was an experience. I gotta say. But I was out there balling. I had a pretty solid camp. The funny day, one funny day, we did our first 2-minute drill. I could not make a call to save my life, which got me screamed at, which then we let up a touchdown or 2, and defense never loses in 2-minute drill. So that was pretty bad. I remember Starks yelling at me a lot. And then our first, kind of inter-squad scrimmage, I got a pick, spiked the ball, got yelled at again. It was on 4th down, too, so I probably shouldn't even have picked the ball. I should have just swatted it down. But, hey, just out there making plays, right? Can't be perfect all the time. So that's kind of through camp. And then we get to our scrimmage, and here's the big thing. I've been running ones at strong safety all of camp, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a good chance I'm a starter now. Crazy stuff. And then they do a little switching around, and I get bumped down. They move Jake Matrock from corner to safety. They moved Q over, which it was tough. Like, it was like not really. I don't know. I wasn't really told anything. It kind of just happened, which I guess it's a business. I'm not going to be in on every decision or let known at the moment. So, yeah, stuff kind of happened, and then I got bumped back, which, was fine. Played a decent amount in the scrimmage. Had a solid tackle for a loss on a blitz. That was fun. The scrimmage was fun. We wore the gold jerseys. Those were really cool. And then we're looking into the season, and we're like, this could be a good season for us. Like, we got stuff to build on. First game rolls around. Grove City. They just lost one of their best players, probably their best player in school history, Cody Gustafson. Great wide receiver. Had a few NFL looks. Didn't make it though. So we're looking like we can win this game. First overnight trip ever. Even I didn't take any in high school, so it was a pretty cool experience. That chicken parm was very good. That was the first time the coaches got on the podcast. That was a cool one. And Grove City, the game time rolls around, and we get thumped. Not the best outing. I do get to play a solid amount. I say probably like maybe 2 drives. I think I had like 1 tackle. I had a fumble recovery on a punt. The kid botched it, catching it. I remember one play. I don't even know what happened. The fullback pulled out, and I was just gone. I made contact. I tried to, clog the lane or whatever. It did not go my way. And you could say that's one of my many welcome to college football moments. So that was a really rough one to open the season up with. The next week, first home game, we get McDaniel. And, I was told going into that week, it's like, okay, you're going to get a little bit more playing time. You got to be ready this week. You're going to get more playing time. Which was weird because, like, reps in practice didn't change much. So I'm like, okay, let's see. I was a 4-core guy at that point. I was on kickoff, kick return, punt, and punt return. Yeah, and punt return. I don't know why I stuttered on that. That was really stupid. So 4-core. Fourth, I think it's the 4th defensive snap. Exactly. Q goes on a boundary corner blitz. Runs into the quarterback after the ball's thrown. Nothing crazy. I think he hit him with his arm in kind of the shoulder pad, neck, head area. I don't know. Gets called for a bullcrap targeting. So at the moment they were gonna send Dawson in, and like just I guess the coaches were like, oh, send Dawson, and then like. Because it was just the heat of the moment, and then the moment kind of settled down. Or like Shank go in, they moved JR to corner, so then it was me and Jake running safety with Nigel and JR at corner. And I ended up playing 74 snaps of that game. I think it was 78 defensive snaps. I played 74, crazy amount for a freshman. I think I racked up like 7 tackles. Had a few more welcome to college football moments. Got messed up a few times. There was sometimes I just didn't do a good job on my assignment. I'm a freshman, whatever I'm learning, that's not an excuse. I still watch the film back sometimes, and I'm like, dang, I really, really screwed up there. But, you got to move on. We have a tough loss against the Green Terror, McDaniel, the dumbest name ever, the Green Terror, what the heck. So tough loss against them. And then we're going into John Hopkins, who at the moment was number 7 in the nation. Absolutely insane. So going into that week, we are told that Jake Matrock's going to be at a wedding this Saturday, like during the game. So I have to start at safety. So I made my way from 2 drives to basically the whole game and then to starting, which was absolutely just insane. Me as a freshman, I came and expected, okay, I think I can play here. And then, yeah, I ended up playing. So just absolutely insane. Blew my little mind. So, game preparation, going into John Hopkins, one of the best teams in college football, Division III. They had a wide receiver that went to Lafayette. They got a bunch of D1 talent guys. So, big week of game plan and execution and whatnot. It's another overnight stay. We stay at the Haunted Hotel. If you can remember that episode, that was a fun one. I think like Robert was the ghost's name. I'll have to check back, but more chicken parm. That chicken parm is dang good. And I'm ready. First start ever. And against John Hopkins, one of the best teams in the nation, best team in the conference. The game, starts off. First drive, I think I have like 1 or 2 tackles or so. Then I believe it's like my 6th or 7th play of the game. It's on a punt. I'm running down the field fast, and the ball's kind of a little way. And I remember when I lined up, the guys on their sideline were like, "Cut your hair" or something like that. They're making fun of my hair, which, as you can see, I did indeed just cut my hair yesterday, Monday, whatever. But they were messing me on the sideline. I was like, I don't care. I'll just go down there and hit someone, right? So the ball's kicked. It's not very close to me. They aren't going to pick it up, and the anti-gunner starts to like engage with me. I'm like, whatever. Like I'll hip toss him. Yeah, he ended up hip tossing me. I land on my elbow. I watch it pop out and go back in real quick, and it hurt a lot. My my reaction was a bit delayed, but it hurt a lot. I couldn't really move. I just laid on the ground for a little. Trainer came out, picked me up, Casey. He came out and helped me, and headed over to the sideline. Kind of trying to stretch it out and stuff, and it's a little tough. Barely get the helmet off. That was tricky. I really wanted my helmet off at the time. But, got some ice on it. It still hurt. I couldn't really move it. And game is not going too well. Let's just say we ended up in the record books, and just in the first half alone. So we head to the locker room, and that's when it's like, okay, you're done, Shank, you're done. And that was tough. I did cry at that point. Thankfully, Coach P was there. Shout out Coach P to give me a hug. That really helped. But at the end of the day, it was rough. It was tough. I've never really been hurt. So I just, all I wanted to do was play. I didn't care if we lost 100-0. I just wanted to be out there with the guys, and I understood that wasn't possible for the second half of that game. So fast forward a little bit. I'm feeling kind of optimistic about my arm. I sit out the homecoming game against Gettysburg, which that was another tough loss. I would have started that one because JR was banged up. And then that following week, I go to the doctor. I'm feeling good about myself. I'm like, okay, maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. It's like a sprain. Like, I'll be fine. They were talking about my bicep too, something weird like that. And I go to the doctor, and he's out the gun. He's like, yeah, you're going to be done for like 2 months. And at that time, it was the rest of the season. I cried there once again. That was tough. Had me all splinted up. Then we kind of go on. I think then I go back home. The end of that was on like a Monday. I go back home the end of the week to get an MRI, and then I go back the next week to get the results of the MRI, and we figured out I messed up my UCL pretty bad and like fractured my radius. And I was close to I was close to having to get Tommy John surgery, which that's about, could be upwards of 18 months of recovery. So thankfully it's not that. But at that point, my season is killed right there. Yeah. Tough stuff. Football's, big part of your life. Big reason I came to Juniata. I mean, outside of football, Juniata is great too, but, I've had football for a while now. It helps me feel good, I guess. Just to put it as simply as that. Helps with a lot of stuff in my head. So to kind of, not be able to play is really tough. And then, that was leading up to Moravian. Another tough one there. They were all tough ones. I mean, we went 0-10. They were all tough. Then the next week is our bye week. Bo came home with me. That was a pretty cool experience. Bo also plays safety, defensive back. Bo got to come home with me and hang out. Go to my high school's homecoming. So that was pretty cool. I actually got to announce a little bit of that game on the broadcast. Kind of stuck into the booth, know some people up there. So that was a blast. That was nice to be home. The next week was our bye week, so got to take Bo home. Another defensive back, which was real nice. Yeah, that was a lot of fun being up in the booth. I had a great time. Next week was Franklin and Marshall. Again, another tough one. Played solid at time, but couldn't get it done. The tough one about that week was it was a fall break for all the other students. So Connor and Colin and the rest of my non-football friends were gone. So that was pretty tough, pretty lonely for that weekend. The next week was Muhlenberg. That was a pretty tough one. I keep saying it, man. Golly, tough one after tough one. But that's the one where Jake gets hurt, and it was really hard for me because I just wanted to play. I fought my parents about it after the game. I just want to play, like, no matter what. The next week, but came to my senses, understood that I just need to get healthy at this point. Can't risk it because a few more weeks is a lot better than 18 months and wasting a whole nother season. So Muhlenberg was tough, especially when we got the news about Jake. Then we're on to Dickinson. Played solid. Those first few two drives at Dickinson were really good, and then another tough one. That one was a pretty chippy one. Anyways, next week at home, your sinus for senior day, and I want to say senior night, but it's just senior day because we play day games here in college football. That was a blast. Another tough one, but I got to walk out with Connor for his senior walkout, I guess you could call it, which was really cool. It was me, him, and his room members. So it was nice, part of the family, bigger than football. That was a moment bigger than football, which was awesome. I wouldn't trade it for the world because I love Connor. Week 10, Susk week, big rivalry. We had the goalpost game. Tough one ahead of us because at the moment they were top of the conference, ranked in the nation. Leading up to the game, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we had senior speeches. So the seniors, like about 5 or so seniors, give speeches while the rest, head up to the locker rooms. They give speeches to the rest of us and the coaches. They do a little jog from one end zone to the other. And It's an awesome tradition. I think every school should do. They could say their last few words. I really wanted to cry during Connors, but his was a comedy show. It was really funny. I did cry for Cole's. His really, I won't get into depth about his, but his really inspired me. There's a lot of stuff bigger than football out there. So Jake also again inspired me. He did his on Thursday, so it was the last day. During practice, he's like, I'm gonna bear crawl the whole 100 yards because, mind you, he's on crutches, and I'm like, Jake, you're crazy. Just walk on the crutches. He's like, no, I'm gonna bear crawl. I'm like, okay, I'll go get your cleat. So I go get him a cleat, and that man bear crawls 100 yards. The respect I have for Jake Matchrock is unmatched. I love that guy. But yeah, he had a great speech. Love all of those seniors, the ones that are graduating, and the ones that are coming back. I'm ready to work my tail off with you guys to win some football games this year. Then last game of the season at Susk. First half was a rough one. Second half was the most fun I've been a part of. Most fun I've had at a football game in a while. I think all season. Tommy got his chance. Tommy was in there swinging the ball. Tommy's another guy that really inspires me to work my tail off. That another motive that shows that it's bigger than football. So he's out there balling. We're talking a lot of trash. It's just fun. We ended on a positive note, and that's really what we needed at that point. Going 0-10 is really hard, so to end with that bit of positivity is really key. I think we barely beat them in the second half, which is just insane. They ended up winning like 60-something to 15, but they made it to playoffs, lost in the first round. They even had a home game, so screw them. But after the game, the seniors line up, go through the line. You hug the seniors. Their last time playing on the field. I was fine. I was getting a little emotional, a little teary. Then I get up to Connor Fry, and the waterworks just start. He yelled at me for holding up the line. And it was sad at that point, but it was beautiful, to get to say goodbye. Well, not goodbye, but just congratulate them on their long careers of football. And 2022 season is over at that point. Wow. I don't know if I ever could have expected my freshman year to be like that. Would I change it? To be healthy, to win football games. As much as the competitive winner in me wants to say yes, I wouldn't change it for a dime. I love every single one of these guys. And just thank you guys for helping me, get through it and helping me have a blast. I love you guys. But I'm ready to get to work now. Kind of looking into next year, moving to the Landmark, but no opponents, no difference though, because we're still gonna attack it, and we're gonna get out there and win football games. The off season has started, and we are ready to get to work. Now, here's the tricky part of the episode. Some of that, the change I was kind of talking about earlier, that's happened shortly after the season. Last Monday, we were notified by our athletic director that the school and Coach Carter and Coach Dock have parted ways. It was really tough to hear, 2 days after our season's done. It's tough. It doesn't matter. Well, it's tough, We like both of them, just as human beings, and that was the tough part. It wasn't that they were 1-19 or whatever. I didn't care about record. I liked them so much as human beings. Like I didn't care at the moment, you know. So it's tough. We're in the search right now. Coach Treadwell is our interim head coach, so he's kind of doing the whole operation. We're in the search, but I trust our athletic director will get us the guy, and we'll be ready to win some football games. Yeah, so that is my freshman year kind of all wrapped up. Kind of speechless after spieling it all out and remembering all of it. But I loved every part of it. All the new friends I made, the new guys I met. I wouldn't change it for the world. And with that being said, I won this one out with a good old tip of the spear, always sharp.